Hey guys, welcome back to Magpie Firearms. Today we're going to be doing a cleaning video, a little cleaning tutorial on the Glock 17 Gen 4. So this piece was brought to me today, or a couple days ago actually, by a customer who said he hasn't used it. He hasn't cleaned it in a while. So we'll see how bad it really is and see how good Riptide is going to tear through it, huh? So Glock 17 Gen 4, I believe. Yep, Glock 17 Gen 4. And I have it here displayed on my Gadgets by Gabe firearm holder. Yeah, pistol holder. That's what we'll call it, pistol holder, right? So I hope you guys had the opportunity to go check out his site. So yeah, so we're going to tear this thing apart, clean her up, put her back together, and we're going to have some fun. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back to Magpie Firearms. So today we're going to be doing a nice detail cleaning on this Glock 17 Gen 4 I have here. It's pretty, this is actually one of my favorite guns, the 17. And anybody who knows me knows that the Glock 45 is what I carry all the time. But this 17, man, it is a beautiful gun. This is a Gen 4, so it still has the ripples on the frame like that, right? So that you can grip your fingers in there real nice. You know, the Gen 4 is Gen 3 and Gen 4 are actually known as like the best generations of the guns of these Glocks. But I'll tell you, I'm a Gen 5 guy, and you're gonna have to fight me to tell me whether I'm wrong or not, man. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but the Gen 5 really has something completely different. Not that this is bad, it's just a different kind of gun. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into this, and we're gonna break her down and start cleaning her up, right? So just like any other Glock, you release it back just a little bit, right? You hold it with your two fingers, you hold down the release springs, pull the trigger, and it comes apart. Real easy, right? And then we're going to take the guide spring out, the barrel, just like that. Yeah, this guy told me that it's been a while since he's cleaned this, and you can actually tell he was not lying. He was not lying. I mean, it's not terrible. I've seen worse, but he's definitely not lying. So, you know, the Glock is definitely one of my favorite guns. But before I really get into this, I want to know, did you guys ever get a chance to go to Gadgets by Gabe and check out their site? Because I'll tell you, man, Gadgets by Gabe, man, they 3D print a lot of their stuff. So, and they made this for me. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, you should see my other video that I made a couple of days ago when I was doing the Kimber, you know, talking about Bob and his son Gabe. You know, you go check it out and you'll get the whole story behind it. But, you know, he makes these things, and which is pretty spectacular, right? Like sitting there like that. You can use it for display. You can use it for cleaning. You can use it for whatever. It really is a great added thing. You know, again, this is an educational video, guys. You know, I'm not telling you to buy firearms. I'm not telling you what to do with your life and what's going on. But, you know, this is how to break them down and how to clean it is really what it comes down to, okay? So we're going to pull out the good old super blue. Right? I'm going to go dirty to my left, clean to my right as we go along. We're going to start off with those two. And then the frame, I think I'm going to leave that for last because I may actually strip it all the way down, take all the components out of it, and really do a good clean because you can tell it hasn't been done in a while. So we're going to start there with that. All right, I got my super blue from Riptide, right? That's here. And then I'm going to just get my cleaning tools together real quick. So clean the barrel. I'm going to use the little brushes. What are these, copper brushes? Copper, I guess. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what they are, you know? And just so everybody knows, I'm actually recording live on TikTok as well. So, live on TikTok, and I'm filming at the same time, which is pretty neat. First time for everything, right, guys? And then I got my pad pusher here that I'm going to use. Like that. And that's everything for that. And then I'm going to grab myself a good old towel, just like this. All right. So we're going to start off. We're just going to hose her down. Just hose it down real good. And we're just going to let it sit for a minute or two. Now, everybody knows I'm a big fan of Riptide, man. This stuff is pretty phenomenal. Really, really great stuff. I'll move this over here out of the way so people can still see. It hands down my favorite product, my favorite cleaning product that they have, that you can buy. You know, it's a veteran-owned company, and you know it's still growing. It's a great company that's growing. You know, and you know, I partnered with them, and we together are actually going to be making our own brand. So stay tuned for the Mag-Fi Firearms advanced cleaning solution and advanced gun oil. So that's exciting for us too. And as I announced in our big surprise last week, we have our website that's coming out, right? It'll be coming out real soon. We're almost there. So it's got a few more little details we got to do, and then I just got to wait for some of the product to come in-house, right? So then I'll open the site, and I'll have the stuff ready if anybody buys it, you know what I mean? I don't want to, open the website and not have anything, and people order, and then, not have anything to ship out. You guys will have to wait until it comes. So that's really all I'm waiting on, all the stuff that I bought already, you know? So the God rod's that simple. It really is that easy. You just scrub it with your brush, right? I'm just going to take it an extra step here. I'm just going to make sure between the springs it looks good. Yeah, that looks good. We did a good job. Just like that. All right. Dry it off just like this. Hello, TikTok Live. How are you? Thank you for joining. Who's on right now? Gavin? Hello, Gavin. How you doing, buddy? Hello. Discount joined us. How you doing, Discount? So anyway, get in there, you just scrub it real good, right? Make sure you get the integral parts, the parts that really, like where the bullets rub up against. Make sure you have no carbon buildup, right? Look at that. It's like, this stuff is like awesome. It's like Dawn soap and vinegar. I'm not exactly sure what's in it. Actually, I do know, but I can't tell you. But anyway, so it's just it's really a great product, man. I recommend it. It's perfect for all guns, all finishes, stainless steel finishes, and all the different kinds. Look how nice and sudsy it gets too. All right. Really just gotta work it in, get it all nice and clean. Just like that, right? So this is where the firing pin is up in here underneath, right? And it comes through this little hole. I don't know if you guys can see that, right? There's a little hole right in there. So when this goes back, the bullet comes in from the magazine and it loads up into the chamber. And then when you pull the trigger, the firing pin comes out of this hole and hits the primer on the back of the trigger. All right. So this area here, you're going to find a lot of carbon because this is where the explosion actually happens. All right. So you just got to make sure you get in there and you clean it really well. That's my point out of that whole story, Hey guys, how are you? Everybody live. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Appreciate it. Enzra, Graber, thank you. Gabe, Kat, thank you. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you all, right? Megan, hello, Megan. How are you? Ezra? Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, so it's hard for me to see. So if I get your name wrong, just forgive me, all right? Look at this. Lots of hearts going on right there. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. We got her nice and scrubbed down now. And then we're just going to wipe it off. All right? Wipe it off, see what's left. All right, and then if we got it, we get in there with our dental tool, right, and some patches, and we'll get the little bits that are going on there. Man, these hearts are going, huh? Wow, there's almost 1,000 hearts already. I just started. 10 people are on there. It's pretty amazing. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. If you guys have any diamonds you want to send my way, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's take a look. What do we got going on here? Yeah. Look at that, man. That's awesome. We did a good job. I just got to get into these little crevices. All right. There we go. Can you see that? There it is. See how nice and clean that came out. Look at that TikTok, huh? Nice and clean. Nice and clean, huh? All right, so we're just going to take our dental tool. That's what my wife calls this, our dental tool, even though it's a scraper. And I'm going to get my old man glasses real quick. Where did I put them? Right there. There we go. And we're just going to get in here and get into these little nooks and crannies that we got here, right? And just make sure we get all that carbon out of it. Want to make sure when you're cleaning your pistol, man, you got to make sure that you're cleaning it good, right? You don't want to keep it, dirty, right? You want it to work when you need it to work. I mean, that's the unfortunate thing in life, right? We don't want to leave things to fate sometimes. When you need it, you got to have it, and it has to work. So make sure you take care of it. Because too much carbon buildup will allow your pistol to misfire, right? I learned that the hard way. Well, the hard way meaning at the range when I was trying to, shoot some targets and my gun jammed up on me. So, but just getting in there into the firing pin channel just like that, and we'll pull that out. And then we got that going on, and then I'm just gonna run it down this way too and make sure that there's nothing in the channels, right? Just like that. Look at that. You hear that? Squeaky clean. Squeaky clean. There we go. All right, so we're going. I didn't want to take too much time on this and bore you guys too much. Hey, TikTok, how are we out there? Who do we got here today? We got V. Thank you, V, for joining. Top tier. There you go. Hey, top tier. Frank, how are you? Thank you for coming and watching. I appreciate it. Right, and you can look at my gauze pad, right? Like this is just from the channels, right? So you really got to get in there because again, if it's too much, it's just gonna cause your pistol to bind up on you. All right, so when you clean it right. That's what I was always taught. All right. I may even take this apart and do his channel for him too. Yeah, I'm just in one of those moods, Just do it right. Just get it done, right? A little bit there, and there's a little bit in here. Just like that. There we go. And we're going to consider that done for now. If I have time, I'll take it apart. Right? All right, we'll do the barrel next. We're going to grab good old super blue. Just like that. We're going to hose her down a little bit like that. Right? Do you do gunsmithing? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not officially, unofficially. I like to work on my own guns, top tier, And I applied for my FFL, and ATF will actually be here any day, and they're going to come check me out. And once I get approved, I'm going to, have my FFL license, and then I can officially be a gunsmith, right? So yeah, I do. I'm still learning, so I'm not a master or anything, but at the same time, I can hold my own. I can do triggers, obviously. I can do sights, optics. I can't cut. I don't have the machinery for it, so I can't do any of that stuff. But, I can do a lot of the upgrades, right? And then Ezra Graber, what brand is that? It's a Glock. Glock 17 Gen 4. That's what we're working on right now, brother. All right. So now we're working on the barrel. All All right, I hosed her down with super blue Riptide. All right. And this stuff is awesome, man. I just can't. Look at that. You can even see the color change in the soap from all the stuff it's taken off, right? Look at that. All right, and again, like I said earlier, you really want to focus on the areas where the combustion and the explosions happen. All right, I can't read, I'm sorry. I got a something 1911 380 needs firing pin. Okay, that's something we can work on. But again, I can't legally do it right now. So, you know, won't you message me and I can tell you potentially how to do it, all right? All right. Ezra Gaber, oh dang. Top tier entertainment. Where are you like a DJ or something? Top tier? Like, what do you mean by top tier entertainment? You a stripper? What is it? What's going on? I'm just teasing, brother. Top tier entertainment. All right. Yeah, but you see that? You see how that color, like the color of the soap, man, it just came. There we go. Now we just wipe it down, right? There we go. See? Nice and clean, right? Now I know I gotta oil the barrel, but I want to clean the inside side first. All right. I see a couple rust spots in here, man. I'm gonna give it some extra attention. Make sure I lube it up real good. All right, and I'm gonna get the inside clean next, right? So I'm again some super blue Riptide. I'm gonna stick that in there. And then I'm going to take my brush. Now, remember, barrels always have a twist to it, right? Filter comments. Why? Community flagged comments detected. What does that mean? I don't know. Why are they filtering? Well, hide comments that are similar to those that viewers have previously flagged in the video. All right, whatever. Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I don't know why that happened. But anyway, so, yeah, so the inside of a barrel has that twist rate to it, right? So you'll if you read up on barrels, they'll tell you it's a 1 to 8, a 1 to 7. That's the twist rate. The inside of the barrel, how it's going to twist the bullet. So when the bullet goes through, it twists when it comes out the other side, right? So when you're cleaning it with your brush, you got to make sure that you're not just jamming it in, right? You can't just jam it in there because you can actually ruin those rivets that are causing that twist, right? And then it's just going to ruin your barrel. You don't want that to happen, right? So when you put your brass in, you kind of got to twist with the barrel, right? Just like that, right? And then it comes out, right? Now, they say you shouldn't go back and forth. It should always be one direction, and that's what I'm sticking to. All right, so I don't see a name. What are you cleaning? I am cleaning a Glock 17, Gen 4. All right. There we go. We're going to run this through a couple times, just like that. All right, I'm going to hit it with some more juice. I'm going to hit the brass, but I mean, you can see how dirty that is coming out, right? Can you see that? They're normally a brass color. So, and then again, you put it in and you go with the twist, right? The twist of the barrel. Hey, YouTube. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. There we go. I'm just going to keep doing that a couple times. Just like that. All right. Then we're going to do the white glove test, right? So we're going to take some of our white patches and we're going to jam them through there and see what comes out, right? And we're going to use this. That goes in like that. You just give it a good push. Now this one here, I'm not so concerned about with the twist, right? I mean, it helps it. It makes it easier to do the twists. But look at that, man. All that came out. All right. So, I mean, this has definitely been a while since this has been cleaned. All right. Just like that. So we're going to take this another step, and I'm going to put some super glue on one of these, couple of these patches, and I'm going to run it through like a sponge, right? Just like that. Now, when it comes to these patches, I'm not so concerned about the twist rate. So I'll go in and out with it, you know? Like that. Yeah, see, it's still coming out dirty. All right, you really want to make sure that barrel is clean. You don't want any carbon buildup in there to affect the trajectory of the bullet. Right? So, there we go. So now that I've done that a few times, I'm going to go back to the brass. Get rid of this trash. Squirt it up with some super glue again. Squirt that up like that. Just like this. And then you're going to go. I'd love for you to what? What does that mean? There we go. Cool. Right. Alpha, thank you for joining us, Alpha. It's pretty cool. I think I'll do this more often. I like interacting with the guests, you know? How you doing, Ezra? Doing good? You learning something? Is this new for you? Or have you done this before? There we go. Now we're going to do it again, right? We're going to take some patches, and I'm going to run it through, and I'm going to see how clean it is now. All right? All right. Corey. Welcome, Corey. How are you? Teddy, welcome. Glad you joined. Let's see here. Look at that, man. Look how dirty it still is. That's pretty bad. All right, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to do it again. Grab 2 more of these jammies. Lube it up. Stick that on there like that. And then we're just going to go to town here. Just like this. Do a little back and forth motion. Isabella, thank you for joining. How are you? There we go. Yeah, look. I mean, it's still coming out dirty, man. That's, we're going to do it again. All right? We're going to do it right. Okay? Don't go half-fast. When it comes to your firearms, you got to make sure it's done correctly. All right, we're going to make sure we're cleaning it properly. All right. And then, there we go. That actually looks a lot better already. So, I think we're going to hit it with the brass one more time. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Yeah, it looks real good. All right, we're going to hit it with the brass one more time. And then, there we go. And And then we're going to dry it up and see what it looks like, right? There we go. It's a process, man. Cleaning a gun is a process. All you got to do is learn the process and then do it the same each time. You know what I mean? So, Steve, welcome, Steve. Thank you for joining. How are you, buddy? All right. Get rid of those. Now we're going to drop a couple dry ones in there and see what it looks like when it comes out, right? Push that in. Wow. I'll tell you, it's a lot better than what it was. There we go. Look at that, huh? You know what? I'm going to keep scrubbing because look at that. It still came off. Look at that. Still a whole bunch in there. All right. James, welcome. Thank you for joining. Cam, thank you for joining, Cam. Appreciate you. All right. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to hit this one with super lube. Like that. Put some back in there. We're going to go at it again, man. Because that's just not acceptable for me. You know? Glitter badge. Just got a #1 glitter badge. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Fine. Thank you for joining, buddy. Appreciate you, bud. You guys should, if you like this, you should check out my YouTube page at Mag5 Firearms. On YouTube at MAG5 Firearms on YouTube. Got a whole bunch of tutorials on how to clean different kinds of weapons. It's all educational. All right? You don't have to. It's the beauty of America. You don't have to watch it, but it's there in case you want to learn. All right? Yeah, there we go. That's coming out white now. Let's try that. I'm going to hit that up again. Look at that. That's pretty. Yep. Put one more on there. Yeah. That's really cool. My grandpa taught me some of the stuff. Keep it up. Thanks, Fine. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I got videos on YouTube. All educational, right? All about safety. You guys got to learn safety if you're dealing with a firearm, right? Safety is the most important thing. Never put your finger on that trigger unless you plan to use it. Accidents happen, right? But unfortunately, these accidents that could potentially happen could ruin your day. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. There we go, guys. Look at that. Coming out white. I say we're done with the inside of the barrel at least, right? So we're just going to give it a wipe down, and then we're going to move on to the frame. All right? And then I'll oil it at the end before I put it back together. There we go. Getting into the grooves and nooks and crannies. Make sure it's good. What do we think, guys, huh? Pretty? Looks good? Can you see the inside? Maybe, probably not, but hey, that's what it is. All right. So, what do you guys say? Should I take it apart completely? Take the trigger out and everything? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up or a heart if you want me to take it apart completely. Come on, somebody. Well, just for educational purpose, I was going to do it anyway. So, all right, I'm going to grab my block. And I'm going to grab my pin. We're just going to start popping stuff out, right? So now what I was always taught is that, you know, you should always go one way when it comes to the pins, right? I mean, look at that. It just came off my finger from the pin, right? So always go one way with the pins, right? So if you're going, take it out this way, then you put it back in that way, right? And that just, you know, stops the holes from, what's the word I'm looking for? Stretching, right? Grab my little mallet, just like this. There it is. Man, that was a bitch. See? Took a couple whacks, but we got it out. Hello, how are you? How much Aurora? I don't know what that means. Number 2 glitter badge. Thank you, guys. All right. So I got that pesky little pin out. Now this should just pop right out. Let's see. Hopefully. There we go. We're going to do one of those and just give it a pry. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And see how it slides right up like that? Boom. That comes out like that. All right. Now at the same time, because of that, this is the slide release. All right. So that comes out with that pin. So that falls out as well. Okay. Now the last part here is the trigger and the trigger housing. Okay. So this literally just pops up just like that and pulls out. And that is a complete strip of a Glock 17. It came completely out, right? So, yeah, this is definitely a Gen 4. Gen 4. This is beautiful, though, right? Definitely needs cleaned. You see that? Just off my fingers like that, right? So, now that we got it apart, we're going to give her a good scrubbing. Glock 17. Yes, Vaughn. You love my hair. Who said that? Thank you, I guess. I don't know. All right, now we're going to take our super blue. We're going to scrub it down. All right. Do it. We're going to do a real good. Now we got none of the components in the way, though. You know what I mean? None of the components are in the way. So we're just going to go to town and we're going to scrub it up. Okay? Just like that. Here. Number 1 glitter badge. Somebody's gonna have to explain to me what that is and what that means. I have no idea. Number 2 glitter badge. There we go. Look at that. Now these things are real durable. You know, the polymer frames, you know, essentially it's a plastic is really what it is. You know, you can, once you have it all stripped like that, you can take it and put it in your sink and soak it and do whatever with it, you know? Yo, what a twin. Okay. Oh my God, you're my favorite LGBTQ streamer. Wow, thanks, Barbecue. I don't know who you're talking about, but hey. To each their own. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh my God. Yo, what a twin. Tell us your story about coming out. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I came out with your mom. Yeah, we did it together, you know? But I guess it really wasn't gay. All right. So anyway, so inspiring, yeah. Glad you like it, buddy. Why don't you go bother somebody else, brother? Huh? Come on. So now we're scrubbing it down. Got it all clean. There we go. Make sure I didn't lose any springs that are still in there, you know? There we go. All right. Now we're going to feed it up this way and pull it out the top. Get all the moisture out from the inside. Caden, thank you for joining, buddy. Yeah, that's good. All right, we're going to do the white glove treatment. I'm just going to get the rest of that moisture out of there. Just like that. Hitting up the nooks and crannies of it, right? Becky, thank you for joining. How's everyone doing tonight over there, huh? All right. Dry it up, get all these corners. All right, look at that. See? You see that? Is 3-in-1 oil okay to use? Thanks for the question, Bear. You know, that's really a preference thing, brother. I mean, honestly, it's up to you. I know that certain manufacturers require you to use a CLP, you know, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it, but again, I don't know. It's a preference thing, you know. I don't think it is good or bad, you know. I would just go by what the manufacturer says, honestly. If the manufacturer says that to use it, like I have a SIG M17, and the manufacturer says that thanks for coming back, Ezra. That you need to use the CLP for it. So yeah, I mean the CLP, you know, it's a good product. I don't dislike it. I just feel like it leaves too much of an oily residue is probably the perfect word for it, right? So yeah, I prefer a cleaner, you know. So for me, it's Riptide. I'm telling you, all the way, Riptide is the way to go. All right, and even better when Mag 5 Firearm cleaner comes out, I would suggest you grab that one too. All right. So, yeah, man, look at that. Make sure we get the nooks and crannies just like that, huh? Yeah. What else we got? You're back. Where'd you go, Ezra, huh? All right. Took it all apart. Beautiful. There we go. Beautiful. All right. And now we're going to get to all these little pieces, right? Going to spray them down with the super blue. Riptide. Riptide. This is what I'm talking about there, Bear. That's the stuff you got to try. Amazon, Walmart. Go to their website. Just like that. There we go. Real simple. Real easy. Clean it up real good. Yeah, that was no joke. He did say that it was been a while. It's definitely been a while since he's that. You're welcome, Bear. I was taking my dog out for a second. What kind of dog you got? What kind of dog you got, Ezra? All right. Black Lab short hair. Yeah, man, that's a beautiful breed. Beautiful breed, man. I got a, I have a yellow lab. I actually have 4 dogs. Yeah, I know. 4 dogs. I don't know why I did it. Actually, I didn't do it. I blame my wife. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Right? She, she's an animal lover. Not that I dislike my dogs. I do. I love my dogs. They're great dogs. But they're just a pain in the ass. All right? They're a pain in the ass. Is all it is. Our newest one is it's my daughter's dog. It's a corgi. Yeah. So I have a corgi. I got a Shih Tzu Yorkie, and I have a German Shepherd, which is my son's dog, and then I got the Yellow Lab. The Yellow Lab's the oldest. Got 3 dogs. GSD, Malamute. Wow, Malamute, huh? And a boxer. Yeah, Malamutes are pretty, man. Do they have blue eyes? All right. So now, I mean, like cleaning this thing, all we're really doing is taking it piece by piece at this point. You know, just be gentle with it. Right? You don't want it to. Don't use the brass scrubbers. I have one here somewhere. You know, like I wouldn't use the brass on like any kind of finish. These there you go. These jammies. Right? I wouldn't use that on all the finishes, right? I would use that for like the inside of an AR cleaning the bullet, right? No, she has brown eyes, huh? It's all right. Still a beautiful dog, though, man. How old is she? Or he? Uh, I've only used nylon brushes. Yeah, man, that's a smart move. So what? Like my AR, I have uh the CBG, right? There's a name for it. I fucking skipped my mind. But anyway, that thing is like pure steel. Yeah, I would use the brass on that, right? But nothing that has a finish to it. Like I wouldn't use it on my 1911. I wouldn't use it on any of this. Just maybe internal parts. That's about it. Depending on how bad it is. But if you take care of your guns, these nylon brushes take care of it, man. It makes it come right off. Especially if you use Riptide. I'm just saying, this stuff is fucking great. Like it melts it off. It's like acid. I don't know. Kidding, it's not acid, but it works like it. It just drips off, man. Uh, I'm new at Pew Pew. Oh, okay. It's okay. Everybody starts somewhere, right? You should take a safety course, man. I can't stress it enough. Safety. Take a safety course. Learn the ins and outs of your firearm. Learn how to use it, how to clean it, right? So it's important. Been the range twice, cleaned my pew pew 7 times. Yeah, man, that was me too when I first bought. That was me too. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's almost like your little baby, right? Cleaned it 7 times. That's awesome, man. All right, we're doing the pins, and then we'll do the trigger, and then we're gonna clean up a little bit, and we're gonna put it all back together, right? Just like that. Now these pins are a pain in the ass, man. They make my hands hurt because I gotta, do like one of those. If you guys USCCA courses now. Oh, good for you, buddy. Yeah, yeah. You live local. Where are you from? What state are you in? There. Florida. Yeah, man. Okay. I'm in Pennsylvania, so I was gonna say my place does them all the time. They get people over all the time and do the courses and stuff. Yeah, but it's really important, man. I mean, I can't stress that enough. If you're gonna I mean, having a gun's a big responsibility, man. It really is. Do you have kids besides your dogs? You know, make sure you're safe. Teach your kids. I think it's important. You teach them, you know? Chubby Checkers, good boy. Okay. No kids. Yeah. My kids are all older now, but when I first started getting into firearms, they were babies, right? Can you bless me with something, money wise? I don't know. Can you? I don't know how to do that. I bless you. So anyway, um, yeah, they were babies when I first got myself into firearms, and you know, obviously my wife had her heart attack, and then once she realized, once she took the safety courses and started realizing, about guns, that it made her feel a lot more comfortable. So taking the courses really does help. When boyfriend reveals, okay, whatever, buddy. So, yeah. So then, as my kids got older, I would unload it and we would sit down, we would talk about it. I take it apart with them like this, and I would teach them about it and do all those things. And that's the important thing, is that you teach them, right? You teach them about weapons, about how they're gonna hurt and how they can do real bad things, and then when they grow up, they learn to respect it, and that's the important thing, right? Oh my God. Follow the live creator. Okay, thank you, buddy. All right. So we're just gonna keep going here. We're cleaning the trigger housing right now. Cleaning the trigger bar. Can I say FN? Okay. FN. Am I supposed to clean after every use? Man, oh, okay. That's a great question too, brother. I mean, that again is, you should follow what your manufacturer says, man. So, some manufacturers say every 3,000 rounds. Some say after every damn year old. Okay, yeah, your mom didn't think so. So anyway, who's better, Spider-Man or Batman? Really? Yeah, so I would just follow the manufacturer suggestion on that, man. Or unless you're anal like me, you do it every, 600-700 rounds. That's my thing, right? That's my go-to for all of mine. But, I really do suggest reading up on it, on your weapon, what the manufacturer says. I don't know, police, military, they're all about like being ready, right? Being ready 100% of the time. So what does that mean? That means that making sure your gun is clean and making sure that it's able to fire, right? In my opinion, if you're waiting 3,000 rounds, you're going to get a lot of buildup in there. And then when you need it the most, it's going to fail you, right? So you really got to keep up on it. And I really think that's a matter of opinion, what you think you should do. But, make your own judgments on that. And then, talk to your manufacturer, read up on it and see what they say. Because there could be a reason why they say everything. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of guns require a break-in period, right? So like my Glock, my 1911 required a break-in period, right? So I had to go through like 500 rounds before it was officially broken in, right? Do you like dildo muffins? Yeah, I don't know. Your mom did. Anyway, you guys are really, come on. Let's be some mature adults here. So anyway, what are the questions you guys got? I just got the number one glitter. What's up? Hey, Gabe, how are you, buddy? Do you think the muffin man? What you doing, OG? I'm cleaning a gun, buddy. Cleaning a Glock 19, Glock 17, Gen 4. breaking it down. I'm doing a video that I put on my YouTube site for people to, do you like toast? Okay. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. Cleaning it up, making sure that it's good, and making sure it's ready to go for when you need it, right? So, I hope that answered your question, pal. Hey, could I ask you a question? Sure, Harrison, go ahead. What's the best low price 1911? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful question, Bear. So, 1911. So, in my personal opinion, 1911 Springfield Armory is the best bang for your buck. I got myself a Garrison. You know, it was under $800 at the time, which was about 2 years ago I bought it. And that thing has been solid for me. I actually carry it around. So that was my EDC for the longest time. And, you know, it's all steel. That thing is awesome. You know, shoots straight as an arrow. So if you're talking about affordable, economic kind of pistol, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with the Springfield Armory. All right. Again, I'm very opinionated, right? My opinion. Do your research and, you know, choose the one that feels good in your hand because that's important too. All right. I don't read foreign languages. I don't know what that says. Can you play the song Stampede by Slim Brady? All right. Okay. 40 or 10 millimeter. You talking about the Glock, Kobe? It's a 9 millimeter. If you're talking about the Glock, I actually try and keep all of mine in 9 millimeter. Heating up mac and cheese in the microwave. On the microwave. Huh? Nice, nice. Good. All right. So, anyway, that's pretty much it. Everything's clean now, so now we're just going to clean up a little bit, and then we're going to finish by putting it all back together, all right? What else we got here? Sam 2 Swagger. I cannot recommend a high point 380. Yeah, well, I don't know. A 380, again, it's very opinionated, man. People ask, you know, ask me questions like that too, but you know, there's certain ones I can't shoot just because of, you know, the size of it and the size of my hands and stuff, right? You gotta make sure it feels good in your hand. I can't stress that enough. You know, a funny story about that, when my wife decided that she wanted to buy, can you block me on Jerkmate? Why did you block me on Jerkmate? Very good, Kevin. You're nice. So anyway, when my wife decided that she wanted to carry, we went to the sporting goods store and we were looking at all the guns, and she was between a couple different ones, right? So she couldn't decide. It was the Glock 43X, which is a beautiful gun, and then there was like a Ruger, there was a P365X in there. Anyway, so the old man behind the counter says, you know, which one feels good in your hand? She goes, well, they all kind of do. So then he said, close your eyes. And then he just took the pistol and put it in the palm of her hand. And he said, listen, just take a grip real, you know, and see how it feels. Right. And she would close her eyes and he put it in her hand, and then he pulled it out and put the other one in, pulled it out, put the other one in. And then he goes, okay, just tell me when to stop. Right. Just tell me when to stop. And, you know, that you feel like it's the best feel. And he kept going, probably like, you know, 10 or 15 times. And then she said, stop. And it was the Glock 43X in her hand. And that's the one she ended up buying and carrying. And that's the one she carries now. So, you know, the feel in your hand is very important, you know. That's a great question, though, buddy. I appreciate that. It has an almost painful small grip. Which one does? Which gun are you talking about, Bear? Santa? No, I'm not Santa. I play Santa sometimes, but that's about it. Thank you, though, Angelic. Carter, welcome, buddy. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you guys. High point 3, yeah, the high point 3. Look, I'm not going to tear anybody's company apart. I'll tell you that. But I don't disagree with you. The hype, I just can't. You know, the other one is the Bodyguard 380 from Smith and Wesson. I couldn't fit that in my hand. You know, it was just too small. Big wet pussy. Hello, big wet pussy. Wow. All right, guys. So now I'm going to refocus here. So I'm going to ignore you guys for a little bit, and we're just going to put this back together. Did you know that AR and AR-15 stands for Armor Light Rifle? Yeah, no shit. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you telling us. But it's true. He's not wrong. So, anyway. So now we're just going to put everything back in just the opposite way, right? So we start with the last thing we took out was the trigger. So that's going to be the first thing we put in. All right. So that's just going to go in like that. And then you're going to push down on the trigger housing like that. And you're going to seat it right where it goes, right? Now, if you remember correctly, the trigger is the big spring, is the big thing here. Play some music first. Anyway. All right. And then the next thing that came out was the mag release. And that just kind of falls right in there, right into, I hope you guys, well, you guys can't see, but I have another camera up here for you guys to see. All right. So that just kind of falls right into there, just like that, right? Because the pin also goes through your release just like that, right? Okay. And then the last thing that goes in is the bar. And that slides in right here, just like this. Now there's a spring here for the slide release right there, right? So it actually gets pushed down by that, right? So when you get in there, you make sure you have that spring captured under it, and it slides right in just like that. Okay? Thank you for teaching us. You're welcome. All right, now I'm going to take my block and we're going to start putting it back together, right? So the big fat boy came out of this one, right? So now we're just going to make sure that everything is lined up in here. Just like that. Make sure everything is sitting the way it should. And then we're going to push this one through, just like that. See that? And then we're going to tap it in. Uh-oh, something moved. See? You got to make sure it's in. There it is. Come on. There it is. See? That's why you got to make sure everything is lined up. Live will end in 4 minutes, 32 seconds. Why is that? Drag the puzzle, please, into... There you go. Drag the puzzle. Okay, there we go. Hope I didn't lose anybody. All right, so anyway, I pushed that pin back in, and now I'm just going to seat it, right? Just make sure it's flush, just like that. All right, perfect. All right, and then I'm going to grab this one, and that one hold the bar in place, just like that. Ah, there's the spring in the way, right? So we got to make sure the spring gets pushed down. It's right here. See this? There we go. That gets pushed down like that, and you push the bar all the way through. Boom, just like that. Okay. I don't like the way that's sitting, so I'm going to redo that. There we go. Going to push that all the way through. Then I'm going to pull it out just a little bit. Still here. Thanks, Bear. Appreciate it, buddy. All right. And now we're going to push that spring down just like that. And then we're going to seat it underneath the pin. Make sure it seats well, right? Just like that. And then the pin should slide. Botana. All right, let's try that again. Once you get that spring out of the way, the pin just slides right in. Boom, just like that, right? And it's seated. Now all you got to do is just, again, you don't need a lot of pressure. You're just pushing it in like that. Okay? Did you guys see that? You got it? I'm going to give you a test later. Kidding. Right, now we're gonna put his grip back on. Just like that. Again, you just got to make sure it's all lined up. Make sure it's all lined up. There's a short spring pin there. I don't know why it's short. Typically, when you have the grip, when you add the grip on, it comes with a longer pin so that it goes through each side. There it is. All right, just like that, and then we're just going to seat it, and that's what holds it in place, like that. Yeah, it barely comes out the other side. I'm going to look around, see if I have a pin for him. All right, guys, so we're finishing up here. This isn't going to take much longer. Okay, you guys with me still? Bear, you still there? Appreciate you, buddy. I really do. Alligator, thank you for joining. Who else is on there? El Señor, gracias. Thank you, guys. All right, so now we're just going to do our final lubrications on everything, and then we're going to assemble, okay? So, Riptide has a fabulous oil also, Bear. The fabulous oil. All right, it's advanced oil. All right, inside the oil has these graphenes infused in it, right? And then the graphenes are, you know, they continue to clean, right? So and it makes dust and stuff stick to it. So the next time he goes to clean this gun, or I don't know if he's going to come back to me or not, but whatever, it'll be a lot easier to clean because the graphene in the oil is actually going to attract that dust and the carbon and stuff, and it'll just wipe off. The stuff is amazing. All right, so I give it a good shake, and then I'm just going to put a couple drops in here. Now, the things you guys got to remember when it comes to oiling, check with your manufacturer, right? Because the manufacturer will tell you what needs to be oiled and what doesn't, right? So there's like 8 critical points on a Glock that needs to be oiled. So, and I'll teach you those. So you got the barrel, and then I'm going to take some of my swabs here. I'm going to push it through the inside. Just like that. And then we're going to make sure that inside is completely oiled up. Just like that. All right. Now, when it comes to oiling a firearm, guys, you gotta, the more oil you put, the worse it is, right? It depends on the part and the gun. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to start off with that, right? But like ARs and stuff, like the rifles that have the internals, you know, some of them you really got to oil a lot, right? But when it comes to a pistol, you really don't. You're really just kind of putting a film on it, is all it is, right? You're putting a film on it. And oil, in my opinion, protects, right? It gives a coating, and it protects everything. The polymer, it protects the steel from rusting, right? So there's certain points on the barrel that really need it. So you got to remember that metal on metal creates friction and creates heat, right? Those are the areas you got to focus on when it comes to oil, when it comes to lubricating your firearm. It's all the critical points of where metal touches metal. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to everybody. All right? So, now I definitely saturated the barrel on the outside, right? But I said, Joe, you're going to say, Joe, you said that you're just lightly lubricating it. Yeah, you're right. I am lightly lubricating it. I'm adding it on, and then I'm going to take my towel, and that's it, man. I'm going to give it quick pinch like that, and that's it. Okay. Now I'm going to save these patches because I will oil the polymer and I will oil the outside of the slide, but then I'm going to buff it. I'm going to buff it, and I'm just going to keep wiping it down until it's all off and it's shiny. All right. Now, the other point, that you got to worry about is when you sit the barrel inside, you got to look at it and say, where's the barrel touching? Right. Okay. So when you fire your gun and the bullet comes out, your barrel, the slide does this, right? Can you guys see that? It does that. Right? That's what happens. All right. So what's touching the barrel? Steel, right? So steel on steel again, right? So I actually lubricate the inside here as well. Okay. So again, I'm just going to take a little bit of my super lube. Yes, I did say it. Super lube. This stuff is awesome. I'm going to tell you a million times. I went out and I got a little painter's brush. I'm just going to, anywhere that metal and metal contact is going to be. Just like that. Okay? And I only put like a drop in there, and look how coated that came out, right? Just like that. Now again, right, I'm going to contradict myself, but it's the truth. Too much oil is going to attract dust, and it's going to jam up your thing. It's going to attract all the carbon from the bullets and stuff like that, right? But there's certain points that you gotta lube, and the metal on metal is definitely the one, right? So again, it's a light coat, right? So I gave it a good coating. Can you see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can, because it's right. And then I'm gonna grab my towel and I'm just gonna do one of those, just like that. Okay. And then you take your clean hand and you go like this. Guess what? You feel oil. You're good, right? Okay. Barrel back in. Boom. Okay. Guide rod does not require oil. Don't put any on here. That's bad, right? Because when you put it on here, again, this is the last thing you want to do is get this thing jammed up, right? There's a lot of pressure that goes on the guide rod because, again, when you fire your bullet, parts move. That spring compresses and it's supposed to come out, right? So if you have a lot of carbon buildup because of oil, right, it's gonna get inside and it's gonna jam up on you, okay? Because it's very difficult to clean inside of those. So you really don't want to do that. All right. So now that is all back together. Okay. I'm gonna grab my super lube. I told you there was 8 points. Ready? I hope you guys can see this. El Senor laughing my ass. Why? What's funny? Am I being funny? All right. So we got 1, 2, just right in the rails, just like that. Okay. And I literally just put a drop in each. Okay. Now this is gonna finish it. Ready? Right here. 1 drop, 1 drop, 1 drop, 1 drop, right? Just like that. And you're just going to put it on parts that are going to touch metal, right? So now if you look at your spring, your trigger here, okay? When you pull the trigger goes up against the sear there, or the connector, I'm sorry. Right, so that's a metal on metal point, right? So if you don't know where I'm looking or where I'm pointing, it's right in here. So just put your finger on the trigger, and you're just going to pull it back, and you're going to see that metal on metal. It's right in here. Okay, so I'll show you too. It's right in here, right there, just like that. Okay, so anything where metal on metal is going to be, right? And I got all that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 critical points. Okay. And take your slide. We're going to reassemble, baby. Just like that. You're going to rack it a couple times. Just like that. Test fire. Just like that, right? That does what it's supposed to do. we're good. Everything's back together. Okay? Now, I'm going to take those patches that I had earlier, and I'm just going to do this. Just like that. Okay? Just like that, right on the polymer, everything. All right? Like, oh, Joe, it's so greasy. Yeah, I know. But we're not going to leave it like that, right? Spin it around. But I'm using the same patch. Like literally, there wasn't much on there. I'm just spreading it real good. All right? So again, oil protects, man. I'm Italian. There's oil in my blood, so you know that's why I say I'm gonna live forever, right? That and wine. All right, that's it. Okay, gonna get rid of that now. And then what do we do now? Right? Sorry, you didn't mean to put that. No problem, buddy. No worries. I don't get offended easy. I get annoyed sometimes when people act stupid, but that's about it. No worries. No worries. All right. So anyway, so what are we going to do now? We're going to buff it out, right? Just like that. All right. We're going to buff it out. There we go. See? Just like that. Clean up. All right. We are done, guys. What do you think? Huh? You think that came out all right? All right. Rack it. Pull the trigger. It works. Look at that. Nice. Perfect, man. Yeah. So, that's it, man. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for everybody today. I really appreciate y'all. There we go. Display it just like that on my new pistol holder. How do we like that? That look good? You guys like it? Thank you, senor. I appreciate it. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Bear. Anytime. So listen, check out my YouTube page. Okay, go to YouTube, Mag5 Firearms. Okay, I have like 90 videos in there. All sorts of guns that I've cleaned. All sorts of going to the range, shooting, stuff like that. You know, I think it's a good site. I got, you know, I'm really trying to build it. So please check it out for me. All right. If you like what you saw, drop a comment, drop a like, follow, share, subscribe, please. I subscribed during the demonstration. My man, thanks, Bear. I appreciate you. All right? Like, follow, share, and definitely share, okay? I'm trying to build my audience here. All right? Guys, you know, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm truly blessed. I really am. And a lot of my success I owe to you guys. And I'm glad that you enjoy it, and I'm glad that you guys are following me and sticking around, okay? So I'm going to start doing these lives every once in a while, you know, see how they go. I just don't want to draw it out too long because I just keep talking sometimes and I stop working, you know what I mean? But don't hesitate to reach out, message me if you guys need any advice on anything or whatever. You know, it's a lot, you know, this is fun for me. I really enjoy doing this. And, yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. Like, really, thank you guys so much. Like, follow, share, subscribe. God bless you. And don't forget to have some fun. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.